For years after the Clone Wars, Yoda lived in exile on the planet of Dagobah. And his exile left many Star Wars fans bewildered because he was never hunted. It seemingly seemed like Palpatine completely forgot about Yoda. And with the way Palpatine had the Inquisitors and Vader hunt down so many other Jedi, you would think that he would eventually want the big Grandmaster himself. Or in this case, the little Grandmaster himself. Or you would think in a way that Palpatine would want to come after Yoda just to prove his own strength and prove how much more powerful he has gotten within the dark side of the Force. But Palpatine didn't go after Yoda for this one specific reason. Palpatine could have easily sent himself or easily sent Vader out to go hunt him down. Not only did they not know where Yoda was hiding, Palpatine also knew that Vader was probably still no match for somebody like Yoda. Maybe if he had came after him way later on down the line when he was a lot older and couldn't move as well. But no matter how many numbers Palpatine would have thrown, including Vader, at Yoda and himself, Yoda would have more than likely prevailed in his younger stages. Especially Vader in his current state, with the way that he had to fight, with the way that he operated, he would never be strong enough to defeat someone like Yoda, and Palpatine knew this. So for the most part, he left Yoda alone, and that is mainly due to the fact that he wanted to psychologically torture Yoda as well. As Yoda had completely exiled himself, he understood this and also wanted Yoda to feel the pain of watching the Empire rule the galaxy for many years. He wanted Yoda to feel throughout the Force of all the Jedi lives that were being lost as the Inquisitors hunted them down like dogs. And as Anakin Skywalker ruled alongside Palpatine as Vader this time. Palpatine was hoping that this all had got to Yoda, but he had completely underestimated him. He had figured that with all the destruction and the dark side energy moving throughout the entire galaxy that it would completely offset Yoda, but it really didn't. It helped him focus and hone in more. We can pretty much almost confirm that Yoda definitely felt the death and destruction and the dark side energy that was going on throughout the galaxy, especially during the time of the Empire. But Yoda was ultimately too focused on hiding his presence and also training with the Wills and Qui-Gon Jinn in order to deepen his connection with the Force itself. And this ultimately led to Yoda becoming even more powerful than he was when he was the Grand Master of the Jedi. But obviously Palpatine had no clue what Yoda was up to on Dagobah. But he had also saw Yoda as a completely broken Jedi Master who he got to act completely out of character. And what do I mean by that? What people are asking? Well, it's actually the final fight itself, the fight between Palpatine and Yoda. In this fight, many people believe that Palpatine was just laughing because he felt as though he was overpowering Yoda and maybe even winning, but that's actually not the case whatsoever. He was laughing because he had finally got Yoda to act outside of himself. He was no longer the composed Jedi Master who he had always been for many years. Yoda was coming after Palpatine out of vengeance, out of spite and anger. It's a very similar situation to as when Joker is fighting Batman, when Joker starts cackling and trying to rage bait Batman even more. He was laughing at Yoda because he had felt as though Yoda had completely failed on how he had completely snuck in and underruled the Jedi and overthrew the Republic in just about a few years. Everything that Yoda had worked so hard to achieve, everything that the Jedi had worked so hard to achieve was unraveling right in front of Yoda, and that made Palpatine laugh. It giggled, he enjoyed it. But all that couldn't compare to the fact that Yoda was acting completely out of character when he was coming after Palpatine. All of this had led to the psychological factor of Yoda feeling as though he failed as the Grand Master of the Jedi, and Palpatine completely delighted in it. He had much preferred Yoda to completely stay hidden and just sit back and watch the galaxy fall into the Empire rule and watch everything that he worked for crumble. Watch the peace that he tried to achieve absolutely burn in flames in front of him in the shadow of the Empire. But anyway, that's all I got for this video. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching this video all the way through. May the Force be with you guys, and as always, have a great rest of your day.